Hello?
Lord, you are wonderful, my Lord. You are excellent. Excellent is thy name. Excellent is thy power. Lord, you are wonderful, my Lord. You are excellent. Lord, you so good. Lord, you are kind. Lord, you are wonderful, my Lord. You are excellent. Holy are you, Lord, all creation, all you got, worthy is your name. We worship your majesty. Holy are you, Lord, all creation, call you God, worthy is your name. We worship your majesty. Awesome God, great thou art. You are God, mighty are your miracles, standing all of your holy name.
Hello? Okay. And thank you. Shall we be seated? The sister was in the spirit. Okay. Well, let me say that. See, church, anything church is a spiritual thing. Anything church is very spiritual. I think somebody can give me the chair. Anything church is very, 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 very spiritual. Even for people to gather in church, it's a spiritual thing. That's why many people after the COVID have not been able to recover. I said, to have people return to church because it's spiritual. It may look very physical. It may look like there are strategies. Somebody is busing people, so you too want to bus people. I hear some of you are hungry, have not eaten. Why don't you go and eat and come? Else you go and eat something and come. Taking something. All right? So you may think that church is the strategy. Somebody is busing people. Somebody is using tricycle to carry people to church. So me too, I want to do the same thing. Then you go and organize. And you only organize and see that it's not working. Then it's as if it has worked for the person and it is not working for you. But you see, it's important that we understand that church is spiritual. And so when we say, let's gather to pray, we need to pray. We need to spend time before God to lead the churches. It's not a joke. Church is spiritual. Everything church is very supernatural. Everything church is very supernatural. You will need the help of God. You need the element of God to make things work. And so, as we study about the house fellowships, what to do, it helps. Now, when even a house fellowship also, as a house fellowship, you begin to meet together, either as leaders of the house fellowship, and you pray. What it does is that it causes the leaders of the fellowship to also bond together. And you see, everything is also ministry. Ministry is bonding, it's spiritual. Something must keep us together. And a building, 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 9 says, for we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's building. Ye are God's husbandry. And when he says you are God's husbandry, he's talking about the fact that you are God's farm. And if he says you are God's building, it says there that a church is like a building made up of several building blocks. And you use cement to hold the blocks together. But when it comes to church, it's the Holy Spirit, it's the Spirit of God that keeps the people together. And you know how strong your church is on a rainy day. When it rains, that's when you know how strong your church is. Or your house, that's when you also know how supernatural your church is. Because it's not also ordinary and common to see somebody passing through rain without an umbrella. Or maybe the road is very bad, but the person passes through and comes to church. It's supernatural. So, if we say shepherds need to gather and pray, and we keep giving excuses, then it's as if we don't understand what it is that we are coming to do. People don't easily change. People don't easily accept the gospel being preached and just change. It doesn't just happen. Anyway, so we've been talking about the house fellowship, the way to go. Where did we get to the last time? What? Prayer chains. So, at our house fellowships, we want to have week 1. You remember we said prayer and planning meeting, that's week 1. Is that correct? Bible study meeting, that's week 2. Outreach meeting, that's week 3. And then fellowship meeting, that's week 4. Special dates for the house fellowship members can be used as a form of outreach to win souls or in-reach meetings to further strengthen relationships amongst house fellowship members, follow-up and visitations, publicity of church and ministry programs. There are also things that are there. So in a house fellowship, one of the most important activities needful for house fellowship growth is prayer. If we want the house fellowship to grow and do well, we will need prayer. We will need prayer. The importance of the existence of prayer chains cannot be overemphasized. It has been noted that people become close to the people they pray with. It is the same in this case. The purpose of house fellowship activities is basically to give every member of the house fellowship an understanding that everyone is responsible for and to another for house fellowship growth. You know, one of the things that is missing in the Church of God today now is family. We make it look like family is not important at all, but family is very important. Your family is key. And a family that prays together, they say, bonds together. They say a family that eats together, bonds together. But one of the things that also bonds people together to one another is prayer. So when you keep praying with somebody for a very long time, eventually by the time you realize you are close to the person. So some people like to pray together as a couple. Husband and wife. But when I close from church, I don't like discussing church in the house at all. At all. But we need to pray. Look at your neighbor and tell my neighbor. We need to pray together. So when you start praying with somebody, you start spending time with somebody in prayer, it keeps the bond growing. And, you know, we are physical beings. We are spiritual beings. And then we are also physical beings as well. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 23. Man, they say, because I don't fully agree. Man, they say, is a spirit. He has a soul. And he lives inside the body. Why don't I agree? I don't agree because the Bible didn't say that man became a living spirit. When you read Genesis chapter 2 verse 8, it says, man became a living soul. God breathed into man, either 7 or 8. It says, God breathed his breath into man, and man became a living soul, not a living spirit. So the day man dies, the breath in man, it will go back to God. The body of man will commit to the ground. The only thing that will be left is the soul. So man is a living soul. You know why we say man is a spirit? Because somebody came, propounded that law, and we all accepted it because scripture here in 1 Thessalonians 5:23 says that your whole spirit, soul, and body. So he divides man into three and says man is a spirit, he has a soul, and he lives inside the body. But I would say that man is a living soul. He has a spirit from God, and he has a ardent. It's hardened. Asa. So you've got to be wild and marry this year. Do whatever you can to marry this year. Yeah. So when you want to marry somebody, okay, and you want to really build a strong bond, connect spiritually first. Pray together. Pray together. I hear people are dating and they say, oh, we have a day of fasting. Spiritual. We have a day of fasting. You are dating, you don't have any day of fasting. Only days of quarreling. Only days of quarreling. You won't call me the whole day. Have you called me? Have you called me that are calling me now? Yeah. Have a day of fasting. Fast. So if even in a week, let's say for example in a week, you are dating somebody to marry, in a week you fast 4 times. It's fantastic. Yes. Yeah. You know, because one of the things fasting does is that it helps you to be spiritual and it helps you to be disciplined. You know, as soon as you are fasting and Somebody says, hey, Charlie, I'm fasting, I'm waiting on God. Hey, Charlie, I'm waiting on God. And when you build it consistently, it will become your lifestyle. You see, when you are dating somebody and you start from the physical, small time now you are touching, you are holding hands, you are hugging, you are kissing, you are munching, you are smooching, you are screeching, you are chinching all the time. Eventually, when you marry, you see that you are not bonded together, you are not strong together. But when you connect spiritually, it helps you to connect mentally as well. So remember, I said, you fall in love with your heart, you marry with your mind, okay, and you bond together with your spirit. But use your brain. Use your brain. If you don't use your brain, you just say, I'm in love, 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 I'm in love. I'm in love. You fall in love. It's like a hole you are falling into. So when we pray together, people, we bond together. Look at your neighbor and tell them, my neighbor, we need to bond together. You see, so we need to have a prayer meeting where we gather together and you and your partner, you are in your corner somewhere. Another person is partner in another corner somewhere. And you are praying together. It will help you to bond together. So if you are dating, instead of quarreling, have a fasting day and pray. Instead of video call day, do video call and pray. Do video call and pray. No video call, I want to see your face. Have you eaten today? Have you drunk today? What did you eat? What did you eat? Was it nice? Of course, it wasn't nice. But sometimes there's nothing to chat about, so. so listen, we need to pray. And prayer points when we meet at the house fellowship include praying for the nation, praying for the church, praying for your pastor. Okay, you need to pray. When we gather, when we start praying, you see. You need to pray. You need to pray for your church, praying for your PCF. You come to understand that word. Praying for your house fellowship. Praying for the plans and objectives of the house fellowship. Praying for the members of the house fellowship and their individual needs. Praying for the advancement of the gospel in the area that the house fellowship is located in. The prayer chain could hold within a particular time belt in a day, but must be organized in such a way that everyone can participate. For example, a 3-hour belt every day between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., meaning the prayer chain runs at closing hours from work. This is to give every member of the house fellowship an opportunity to participate. Since in urban cities, some people close from the offices from about this time. The mode of operation of the prayer chain is very simple. Everyone praying in his own closet at a particular time for a particular prayer point. It could be patterned in a way that every day the emphasis will be a particular prayer point with different sub-prayer points or different sub-points under it. Each house fellowship member will be faithfully and actively involved in it for the space between 10 to 30 minutes, as the case may be. Depending on the number of house fellowship members, prayer topics can go from major to every seemingly minute detail. The prayer chain could start up with a small group. When others see the results, they will love to participate. Be sure that it will succeed. When you put it to work, it will succeed when you put it to work, because everything patterned according to the plan of God always works. The Bible instructs men ought always to pray and not to faint. So when we start having house fellowship meetings, listen, there should be times that we are saying that this whole week we are praying as a house fellowship. Then maybe you have 6 to 9 p.m. So 6 to 9 p.m., you have maybe, let's say, 10 people in your house fellowship. So you say, okay, 2 of you should pray for the needs of everybody in the prayer meeting, in the house fellowship. 2. So we are praying from 6 to 6:20. Then another 2. We'll pray from 6:20 to 6:40. Then another 2 will pray from 6:40 to 7 p.m. That makes 6. So like 4 people. I'm sure the leader of the house fellowship and the assistant should be able to do 1 hour straight. Then the other people who are helping also should be able to do 1 hour straight. So 1 hour, you do 7 p.m. 2 people do 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Another 2 people do 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Church is supernatural. So any group at all you are giving, listen, you have to pray. You know, any group in the church that is working is because usually the leader has been praying for that group. If the ushers are scattered, they don't know what they are doing, there's no organization. It's because nobody has taken up the responsibility that I am the leader of the ushers and I'm going to be praying. So any group within the church, for the thing to work, it must be founded on prayer. You cannot be doing it without prayer. So this prayer chain, why don't you put it into practice this week and see how it goes? We pray for our house fellowships on Monday and then on Wednesday, or we can even do Monday. So generally, all of us, we divide ourselves into teams. So we put everybody, maybe 4 people for 30 minutes. We are praying generally for all the house fellowships. Generally. So 4 people pray for 30 minutes. 4 people pray for another 30 minutes. Another 4 pray for another 30 minutes. Like that, by the time you realize, about 20 people, 30 people have prayed. Church is supernatural. Marriage is also supernatural. Anywhere human beings have to be together, it's a supernatural thing. And anywhere you are trying to fit in, but you are not fitting in also, is spiritual. Either demons are sucking you, or is the will of God that is pushing you out of there. Relationship is very spiritual. You know, you can be sitting in church, you wonder why somebody is passing by and then decides to come into the church. I've had somebody come here before. She said she had a dream, and in the dream, she saw that she was in a church, and when she just left the house, and as she was moving, she just saw the church. This was the church I saw in my dream, and came. You have those testimonies as well. So church is very spiritual. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't just happen. We have to pray. So people, when we ask you to go and lead your house fellowship, we are not asking you to go and lead your house fellowship. It's not an AMPE group. It's an AMPE group. It's not an AMPE group. Next one, outreaches. This kind of outreach is slightly different from the third meeting of the month, which is the house fellowship outreach. Here we are looking at the house fellowship being an extension of the main church to their neighborhood. This will involve activities like the free distribution of tracts. It will also include the house fellowship members participating in partnership, giving for the purpose of reaching the world through our radio networks. Outreach through our radio networks, outreach to our inner cities and the destitute, especially children. The house fellowship leader must mobilize all his members to participate in these outreach activities. They ought to give financially towards all of these. They ought to give financially. You must give. Sister Camera is standing there. They must give. Look, you cannot be a good leader if you are stingy. If you're a shepherd and you are stingy, you can't be a good leader. What do you say now? Yeah. You don't have to be stingy. You must be a giver. Your heart must be involved in giving. Oh, yeah. Some of you, if you hear that your church building has broken down, God forbid, you'll be like, now, well, we shall see what the Lord will do. We are sure that they'll come up with some idea about where we will meet. Yeah, but some people, it's not about that one because they are money. Some have done things, giving, bought things. Oh, yeah. When your phone falls into a gutter, the pain, unless you didn't buy it. Yeah. But if you bought it with your hard-earned cash, my God, my God, my God, you will feel it. Even sometimes when you fall down, your phone hits the floor, you feel it inside your heart. Boosh! Feel it inside like an earthquake. Your money must be involved. Wave your neighbor to any neighbor. Your money must be involved in the work. Oh, yeah. Honestly speaking, I've never seen anybody who has really given to church that has ever lagged before. That's why I come sometimes also in church. It's not good to really be announcing what somebody gave. Somebody bought a microphone. Sometimes the microphone you have bought, because of it, God has said, look, your phone will be supplied the rest of the days of your life. Anytime you need phone, somebody is buying your phone. And there is nothing we ever give to God that goes unrewarded. So, desire to be a giver. And decide to be a giver. Oh, yeah. Don't be stingy. One sister, I give the example that when we are with your pastor and your pastor says, I want to buy this thing, use it as an opportunity to pay for it. And she's taking it up. She buys me even fake splash. When I put it on my armpit, rather smells. The splash makes my armpit smells. But, oh yeah. Don't be stingy. You see, always be looking for opportunity to give. Other than that, you always be cringing. Winifred, my money is not enough. My money is not enough. By the time you see, gray hair is appearing in your hair. When you're in trouble, you are calculating. When you are walking, you are calculating. Always calculating. Even when you want to buy Tampico, you calculate. Is it in the budget? Hey, Charlie. Look, money is such that you need to have money come to you from different sources. If you want to be receiving money every day, learn to give every day. Yes. If you want to be receiving money every day, learn to give every day. Today somebody came to see me in the office and said he wrote an exam and had more than 90% in the mock in all the papers. And they gave him an award of, is it 100 cedis or so? 100 cedis. So the 100 cedis they gave to him, he's heard me say several times that I never failed any exam. So JHS boy says he's coming to sow the 100 cedis. I said, no, I don't need it. He said, no, I want to sow it. So he gave it. As soon as he gave it to me, then I remember somebody had just walked out of the office. No, in fact, when he left, then the person came. Church member, that her husband was not well. And they've labored, they've spent a lot of money. She didn't ask me for money. But I just felt, no, I'm sure this is why this 100 cedis came. So I called the lady. I gave it to her. But you be stingy. By the time I close from the service, more than 100 cedis has come back. And it will be on its way going again. But you stingy, always calculating. You Charlie Accra dear. What's Accra dear or Accra? Always calculating. Hey! Even chobo, when your company gives you money to take Uber from your workplace, Papaya to Sakomono, you will take trotro and pocket there. And pocket there, this thing. Hey, you come and pay tight on it. Hey! Pa. Oh, yeah. Last year at the evangelism conference, my house paid for it. Yes, my house paid for it. Somebody paid honorarium for all the speakers. Everybody. I just taxed everybody. Charlie, we have a conference coming. Everybody. Who pay for who? Somebody says, I'll pay for this pastor and for this pastor. So that I'll pay for this pastor. I'll pay for this pastor. I'll pay for this pastor. My household. We paid minimum 1,000 Ghana cedis per person. So we had a conference. There was nothing about church inside the conference. And you dear, 1,000 Ghana. The economy always calculated. Oh yeah. I mean, if I have a program and I'm like, look, my house, we are paying everybody. We have 5 speakers. Let's give everybody 1,500 Ghana cedis. Everybody will plan and do. Easy. But you, okay, the way it is, I have 20 cedis for the next 2 weeks. Me manage me. No. Learn to be liberal. Learn to be liberal. Learn to give. I've gone for crusades where I receive money from. It's a very poor place. Very poor place. But you see, there rather, somebody has put money in an envelope and is bringing it. So you can't say and you have to give. And will bring goodwill. Oh, pastor. Oh, Musra also. Nyamye shirao. Nyamye freo. But money won't come. But when you are a giver, pastor, you are anointed. I feel that I want to sow. You know, some of you, when you bring me money, I know that is God. Because naturally, when I see your face, you are very calculated. Yeah. When you're in Uber, driver, the traffic, driver, why? Because you don't want the time to delay. Hey! A shepherd doesn't do that. A shepherd is not stingy. Oh yeah, shepherd is not stingy at all. Learn to be a giver. You know, there are some of the things when you hear them, like we say homecoming convention is coming. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself and tell yourself, look, pastor, how much is food for a day? Say, well, about 5,000 a day. Say, look, I want to pay for one day. I have borrowed money several times to give before. Several times. 5,000, 10,000. Borrowed. Give. And it takes me, I don't know how long to pay. Oh yeah. So money is spiritual. Money is very, 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 very spiritual. It's not physical at all. You see money like that. It's a spirit. It's a spirit. So if you don't do anything, other than you can be a shepherd and you are poor. When you see your house fellowship members, you cannot wave. You see. And so learn to just be there for your people. Learn to believe in it. Learn to give. Learn to give. Learn to give. Do I have a problem with food? Not at all. I can eat from my house. I have other people when I call them right now that I want to eat fufu and light soup this evening. Fufu and light soup is on the way coming. No, you. Oh, yeah. The guy even asked me, what meat do I want? I'll say, what meat I want. Easy. Those things don't just come. Comes by grace, comes by favor. It's supernatural. Let money come to you supernaturally. If you want to be receiving money on a daily basis, give on a daily basis. If you are not giving, money will not be coming. So don't be stingy towards your house fellowship. Sometimes when you have a house fellowship and you have money, buy 1 liter, whatever bottle, supply, and pay. That's why I'm giving you that example. There are many things I don't say. Yeah, but that's why I'm just giving that example. That last year, the evangelism conference, just my house, 7,000. Somebody paid 2,000 for two pastors. The one pastor Now 2004, somebody's air ticket and the honorarium. Somebody also paid honorarium for another pastor. Somebody also paid honorarium for another pastor. Somebody also paid honorarium for another pastor. Can I call you and have such a discussion with you? Hey, Pastor, Christmas is coming. Pastor, Christmas is coming. Three. So think about it. And I know some of them they literally emptied their bank account to pay. Yes. But you see, it's the way to financial prosperity. Prosper genuinely. Don't let fake money mix up with your money. Fake money will go in pockets or put your money in your panty. They are working out. Nice girl like you. Nice girl like you. You wonder why you have all day poor all the time because you're always putting money there. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't be a wagadri pastor, wagadri shepherd who is lying, forging document, forging report, telling lies all over the place. So people give financially towards the house fellowship. Are you there? Yeah. Give financially to support the outreach activities. Whenever you have to go out, Charlie, give. Give. Don't be stingy. Some of you have not seen your name in the tithe records. So I'll be calling you very soon. This week I'll be calling you. I'll be calling why I don't see your name in there. You say you don't write your name on the envelope. I will bring 3 envelopes that these ones were unknown. Which one is yours? Which one is yours? We must prosper by force. Because you see, when you're in the church and you're not prospering, it reaches a point you become the witch among us. You become the witch. That we're here before. See this small boy. See this small boy. We're here before he came. He bought a car. We are still trekking. Even bicycle tire we haven't bought. Yeah. So you see that sister? You see that church of faith sister? Look at her very carefully. After service, I'll tell you something about her. What do you have to say about her? We were here before she came. We were here. We're all here before she came. Suddenly she's working at tallow oil. Tallow oil. And we are still at Anti-Araba Enterprise. Oh yeah. Learn to be a giver. So when I see you, when you give, I say, hey, this one is God. It's the Holy Spirit that moved. Ask my neighbor, are you one of those people? Hey! Even when you are coming to church, you have compartments in your bag. First offering, second offering. You don't make mistake at all. When your hand goes into the bag, but you know that this is for first offering. Yeah. No matter what they say, you say, oh, Pastor Johnson will come here. After the announcement, oh, Pastor Johnson will come and talk small. He'll come and talk small, then we are giving thanks offering. So, whether they say God has been good to you this week, you need to give so much and be happy and appreciate. So, brother, clear off so that the choir will come and then we'll give our offering. Nothing bothers you, nothing moves you and changes. There are times when I'm invited for a program, as I'm going, I say, look, when I go to this service, I want to give this and this amount. There are times when I'm going for a service and I'm like, look, today, if they should do fundraising, whatever amount they mention, I will go first, whether I have it or not. So you get up and go. Collect it. And tell them you pay. Yeah. I've ever taken a seed of 5,000 before. I paid only 1,000. I paid 1,000. Then the rest, small. 1,500, 2,000. Then by the time I see, I cleared it. Yeah. What is important to you? You see, if you don't determine that financially you will do well, you will always be struggling. But when you don't have money, you are hot. Oh. When you don't have money, you are watching television, my Charlie. Nipa, you're wild. You make wild. Oh, yeah. And you see, like I'm saying, money is spiritual, very supernatural. One day, a sister was supposed to do house fellowship. She was doing a house fellowship. And then I think she has to go somewhere. Every day, every Friday at that time, her going and coming was 100 Ghana cedis. A week was 400 Ghana cedis. Then God just touched somebody that, look, how much is your salary? The person mentioned her salary. He said, I want to be topping it up for you every month. So every month, the person was just giving the person something extra on top. So when you are stingy towards the things of God, you don't give. Your offering hasn't increased. Even your lunch has increased. But your offering on Sundays, it has not increased. At first, you used to eat lunch 5 cedis. Now, small wache with fish, egg, what was that? What was that? Gary? How much? 15 or 20? 20. Yeah. But when you come to church, 5 cedis. It's like you have been cursed with 5 cedis. 5 cedis. Thanks offering 5. Sunday offering 5. Yeah. Even tithe for some people too is like dues they pay. Every week they give 20 Ghana. Huh? Be aggressive, people. Be aggressive. Am I helping you at all? You need to prosper financially. Prosper financially. Money is supernatural. Okay, so house fellowship meetings. The house fellowship meetings the house fellowships have different types of meetings. However, every house fellowship meeting has in it 10 to 15 minutes of Bible study. This is to help achieve our objective of nurturing God's people and growing them in the Word of God. It is to make them sound in doctrine. Also, the order of activities for every house fellowship meeting is usually outlined in the house fellowship register and should be followed by the house fellowship leader. To help accomplish the definite aims of the house fellowship, the weekly meetings are structured in the following manner. Number 1, first meeting, prayer and planning meeting. The duration is 1 hour. This meeting is very important for the house fellowship because it is through this meeting that the house fellowship members get acquainted with the goal of the house fellowship for the month. There are various areas of involvement. For the month, there are various areas of involvement, and then pray towards the accomplishment of the goal as a body. Before this meeting, the house fellowship leader ought to have prayerfully outlined the monthly goals of the house fellowship. The goals are usually communicated during the monthly briefing for all leaders. The house fellowship leader should have also outlined a definite workable schedule of the actualization of all such goals. You cannot afford to miss this meeting or even shelve it for any other activity. It is very important. A schedule of activities for the month should be prepared, listing out the goals and objectives, what needs to be done, when should they be done, how would they be done, who will do what. A budget should also be drawn up for expenses that need to be made, and how the money will be raised must be properly communicated to all the members of the house fellowship. Are you there? Now, so at this prayer meeting, right at the side, at this first planning meeting, you need to have number 1, a goal of how many souls to save. A goal of how many souls to save for that month. a goal of how many souls do you want to save for that month? How many souls do you want to save for that month? How many souls do you want to save for that month? 2. What kind of food do you want to serve at your last monthly meeting? What type of food do you want to serve? What type of food do you want to serve at your last monthly meeting? What type of food do you want served? What kind of food do you want to serve? What kind of food do you want to serve at your last monthly meeting? So, lift up your head and look at me. Look, every man, tell yourself we need to win some souls. Can be 5, can be 10. And I'm not talking about you going to tell somebody in Catholic church to come and join your church. No, your church is powerful. We are talking about souls. There should be some weed smokers in your area that you want to see come to Jesus. There should be some hardcore unbelievers in your area that you want to see come to Jesus. So when we meet at the house fellowship, you need to just direct. Say, look, this month our goal is to win 5 souls. You know, it's your target as a house fellowship leader. We want 5 new people. And by 5 souls, we are talking about 5 people who are either not born again or they are not going to church. They may be Christians, but they backsliding. Or either maybe they're not backsliding, they are just in an area, but they don't go to any church. You see, so the goal must be clear. The goal must be clear. Whenever we meet, first Tuesday is for that purpose. Then the last Tuesday of every month is going to be a get-together. You do 15 minutes Bible study. After the Bible study, or when you close the meeting, you share food and you close. Are you here? Yeah. So what kind of food do you want to serve? There should be days that you tell yourself that, look, you will not do 1 liter. You are tired of 1 liter. 1 liter Fanta and Sprite. It's like sugar water. Just like water with sugar. Or it's not the way it feels. Fanta is like colored orange squash. When we were young, when they were doing get together in the church, they'll share bottles for all the other people. We did, you see big barrel like this, they'll just pour. they'll just pour 1 gallon of orange squash inside and be fetching for who drink. When you go, you have diarrhea, you poop. Do you remember? So the last Tuesday, what do we want to do? Are you there? Yeah. Then you must also have who collect money. Next one, who collect money on behalf. Who collect and keep money on behalf of the fellowship. Who collect and keep money on behalf of the fellowship. Who is it that will be collecting money and keeping money for the house fellowship? Who is it? Okay. Then there must be a plan for the soul winning. There must be C. There must be a plan. Or is it D? There must be a plan for the soul winning. Plan for the soul winning. Everyone, so under it, everyone must bring a name. Everyone must bring a name. Everyone must bring a name. Everyone must bring a name for somebody who must be saved. Everyone must bring a name. Everyone must bring a name. B. There must be prayer time. There must be prayer time allotted. There must be prayer time allotted to pray for all these names. Pray for all these names. Pray over all these names. Next one, invitation cards. When invitation cards should be sent out to these people. So there must be a plan of when invitation cards to be sent out to these people. All right? There must be a plan of when invitation cards should be sent out to these people. When invitation cards should be sent out to these people. Very important. So as you can see, Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month, the meeting is 1 hour. Second Tuesday, 1 hour. Third Tuesday is 2 hours. We'll come to that. And the last Tuesday is also 1 hour. So let's go to the second meeting. Second meeting is Bible study, duration 1 hour. Remember that we said that there are 10 to 15 minutes of Bible study in every house fellowship meeting. This meeting, however, is the main Bible study for the house fellowship members. As a house fellowship, you could organize for this meeting specially with small, well-designed invitation cards. Bible study is educative, informative, and inspiring even for the unchurched. So endeavor to have new people coming in for this meeting. This meeting is also very vital in that it is designed for the building up of the brethren. Every month, the coordinating office will make the Bible study outlines for each week available. We have sermon notes already, so this problem is solved. Is it not solved? Solved. The coordinating office also works with the pastor in organizing the Bible study preparatory classes for house fellowship leaders and Bible study class leaders. The house fellowship leader must therefore encourage the Bible study class leaders to attend the preparatory class. At the Bible study meetings, there will be different Bible study groups. Bible study group teaching will hold for 30 minutes, after which all groups come together for a recap and a question and answer session. The meeting is concluded with announcements and closing prayers. Okay. Why? Oh, kata. Okay, sorry. Oh, your wife will kiss you today and suck all the kata away. In Jesus' name. I've not seen little children when they have flame, their mother says, by the way, that was just by the way. So what it means is that now when we meet at the house fellowship like this, assuming this is a house fellowship, the only day the leader stands in front of the people to lead the whole group is only on the second Tuesday. And that second Tuesday is even after all the people have met. So if you have 9 people in your house fellowship, I expect that you divide them into maybe 2 or 3. 4 of them should sit down together. Another 4 should sit down together. Then you, the leader, you are alone. Or you divide them maybe 3. How will you do it? You do 3 here, 3 there. That's 6. Is that correct? Then there's 3. You yourself, you lead 2. You lead 2 people. And you just have discussions. How did you understand Pastor's message on Sunday? Point 1, what's the meaning? Point 2, what's the meaning? How would you apply it practically to your life? What changes do you need to make in your life to make sure that this word you have heard is really working in your life? And discuss. That's all. Now, the second week one, because it's mainly Bible study, we'll have more time. Ask. Where's the microphone? Bring us the microphone. So I can be taking questions. So we need to just divide ourselves. There's one here. We need to just be able to divide ourselves to be able to have the Bible study discussions. Yes, can I ask?
Thank you very much.
Yep.
So please, if
You can sit down. You can sit down.
If you have new people who don't attend the church,
yes, they must also be part
concerning the Bible study.
Oh yes, they must.
The 5 people you started with are all from the area and they are not part of the first service or second service.
So you take, you take the notes still. You take the sermon notes still and you break it down. I don't know, self-explanatory. When you read the notes, do you not understand them? How about you yourself? Do you understand it? So we just use that one. It's okay. Because the third service message is, if you are leading young people, I think that it should be easy. What you can also do is to listen to the tape again. Yeah, listen to the tape again. Listen to the message again. Very soon I'll be selling the messages. It won't be free again. It won't be free. Even to join the Telegram page, we'll collect money from you monthly. Yes. Anytime you download the message, 5 Ghana. Yes. They've not been updating it. Somebody has gone to sleep. People are going to sleep. We'll be selling the messages. So when you listen, you see, you listen. Like today, you listen. You see, if you don't listen well, you can't even explain it to your people well. So if you're 5 people, they are new people who are just in the area, I expect that you explain the points to them. Do you get that? You say you're asking for the spirit of wisdom. Now the question is, what will wisdom do to you? So you listen to the tape. When you listen to the tape, whatever you get from it, you tell them. Do I appreciate it? Any other question? If you are not asking questions, either you are confused or you understand. Which one is it? You understand? Ayo. Where were we? So I think we understand that part. We understand that part. So it shouldn't be. So this time around, you see, don't go and make yourself like what we preach. The house fellowship is not your preaching rehearsal ground. Today, our subject is how to follow God's vision for your life. No. We are not asking you to go and preach again, no. But rather, just go and have a discussion. How did you understand point 1? Point 1, pastor said this and said this under it. How do you understand it? How do you relate with it? What will you change in your life to make sure that that particular point is real to you? Scale. Third meeting, outreach meeting duration, 2 hours. This is a very important meeting in the house fellowship because it is directly responsible for house fellowship growth. This meeting holds on the 3rd week of the month, giving the house fellowship enough time to plan for it and execute it properly for the right results. It is designed for soul winning. In all your meetings, you should ensure that people who are invited get saved and filled with the Holy Spirit. This kind of meeting is a little different. It should be the result of prayer and planning meeting. Now, the house fellowship is corporately going out for soul winning, and it can be done in different ways. Breakfast outreach, dinner outreach, musical outreach, etc. A direction is usually given for each month from the coordinating office. The most vital thing is that this meeting must be oriented towards soul winning. You must ensure that souls are won and the presence of the Holy Ghost is manifested. It is expected that all your house fellowship meetings are very well organized. You must, however, give the outreach meeting an air of occasion. You can do some small decoration of something you do. You must ensure that you have good sound, power supply, good video, first timers and new convert cards, other materials for new souls that may be won, such as Anchor of the Soul daily devotionals and relevant audio and video sermons. So let's say, for example, we decided we are going to do a dinner outreach. Dinner outreach means that there'll be proper food. You know, some of these things we should also use it to develop ourselves. Where we say, look, we are eating jollof, strictly cutlery, fork, and knife. Untimi use ya, undi, ube bre. But see, church is supposed to have an impact on the total being. That's why sometimes, like maybe our washroom, for example, it has to be completely remodeled. Completely. Because, you see, these things work on the minds of people. So when somebody goes into a washroom that's very neat, they desire to have one. So you can have your house fellowship meeting where you say we are eating jollof. It's a jollof, Ghana jollof. Great supper. Then you gather together, everybody has fork and knife. You even teach them. You say this is how to use fork and knife. When you are eating, you don't put your elbow on the table. You are eating, then you are holding the 2 spoons like this. It crosses them. If the house fellowship is not affecting the lives of the people, I say like it's not making a real impact in their lives, then where are we going? Are you getting it? So when we say we are doing dinner outreach, you don't ask, Pastor, when shall we come for the jollof? You will be cooking the jollof. Yes. Or you pay. We pay somebody to cook it. How many people are you in your house fellowship? You pay for everybody. 25 Ghana cedis a plate. Pay 250. Look, one day you will prosper and you'll be thanking me. Yeah. Learn to give without expecting a get. Without what? Expecting a what? A get. So if you say you can't sponsor, when you owe me, you say, Charlie, people, we are doing jollof party. This jollof party, we'll eat some. Not that we are praying that we are making provision for 20 and you are serving. So when they don't come, you share the food among yourselves. No, it should not fail. It should not fail at all. You should rather be hopeful that people will be more than you, your food. You don't have to eat it. You have to give it to another person. Is it going to work? Yeah. Then the last meeting day is what we call fellowship meeting. With the fellowship meeting, anyway, before we move from there, write these campaigns. Write these campaigns. Okay? Write these campaigns. Number 1, dinner outreach. Dinner outreach. 2, movie outreach. Movie outreach. With popcorn. Movie outreach with what? It's plenty. You have what? Plenty movies. Yeah. Then what else? What else will we put there? What did she say? Drama night. Who will be acting? So we have, what do we have? What's the first one? Movie outreach. No, first one is what? Dinner outreach. Then the second one is what? Movie outreach. Yeah. Then you can have special evangelistic sermon outreach. Special evangelistic sermon outreach. What it means is that you take one of the crusade sermons and you show it. That one too with popcorn. With popcorn. If we say music night and you don't have any singer among you, you're going hustle. Yeah. But you can also watch a video. How about that? You watch maybe, say what? Yeah, you watch a concert. Yeah. So concert, musical concert night. Musical concert night with groundnut. Groundnut. And now we make what? We have to get souls. You see, this year, tell yourself that by the end of this year, 30 souls, dear, I must have won them to the Lord. 30. So musical concert, is that what we have? So what's the next one we can have? What other thing can we have? Oh, I'm waiting for suggestion. Games? Games, yes. Games outreach. But in the evening, will it work? In the evening, can it work? Games? Video games? Oh. Because video games. Oh, anyway, it depends. If it's third service, it can work. If it's third service, but if it's second service or hour service, oh no. Eh, we can't do that old somebody's mother can play football. So let's pick one that can work for everybody. Let's pick one that can work for everybody. Operation Sit by Your Soul. Operation what? Sit by Your Soul. Fellow, Operation Sit by Your Soul. It's also another. Operation Sit by Your Soul. Next one. Operation Invite Your Neighbors in the area. Operation Invite Your Neighbors. Operation Invite Your Neighbors in the area. Is it working? Okay. So these are just examples. These are just examples. Fourth meeting, fellowship meeting. This meeting is characterized with testimonies for the month, celebrations, breaking of bread. It is a time to get acquainted with one another, and especially the newcomers or the new members won during the month. It can hold either at the house fellowship level or the PCU level. But the PCU level, you don't worry, we'll get there little by little. Okay? PCU just means pastoral care unit. So let's say you've been given a pastor who is in charge of 3 house fellowships. Sometimes they can decide that all the house fellowships should come together and let's eat together. That's all. So that's what it means. Are you there? Special occasions. The house fellowships must take advantage of the members' special days to reach more people. It could be a birthday, wedding celebration, or other occasions. You must be wise to take advantage of such times to win more people. It is recommended that our ministry audio and video sermon tapes be used as souvenirs at such occasions. Charlie, so we have to start producing CDs. Oh. Seriously. It's very, very important. Ruthie, you have to work on some. Okay? Follow-up and visitations. So what does this mean? Let's say, for example, on a Tuesday falls on somebody's birthday, or somebody says, Mr. Shepherd, this week is my birthday, and I would like to invite fellowship members for a birthday party. You can say, look, okay, if that's the case, instead of meeting on Tuesday, we'll rather meet on your birthday on the Thursday, once there's no meeting. And then on that Thursday, you invite your members, people from different places, invite them to come and eat in the name of this person. At least that day, the person is providing the food. Come and cut cake and share fellowship. What do you think about it? Charlie, people are people. People are what? People. Don't say people are not people. People are people. So at the fellowship meeting, the main thing is that, look, that particular day, that's the last Tuesday of every month. All we are just trying to do is just trying to know one another. What's your name? Where do you come from? How many boyfriends have you had before? Okay. Are you single or married? Do you see? Sometimes when guys call ladies and they want to know, they will intentionally say, Mrs. Davo. So that if you say, oh no, I'm Miss. Say, He said, oh, I thought you were Mrs. So. Say, oh no, I'm Miss. He has asked you, are you single or married? But even that one, it doesn't mean that you are even single. So they have other techniques. Yeah. Oh, have I called at the wrong time when your boyfriend is visiting? Then you say, oh, I don't have a boyfriend. It's another one. Yeah. So let's get to know one another. Now we are doing pastoral linkages, pastoral what? Linkages. And very soon we'll do house fellowship linkages. There is cheerful Nana Kojo in the house fellowship here. There is jumping Sister Sarah in the house fellowship there. Jumping, cheerful makes a happy home. We put them together. So what? Question, yes. Where's the microphone? What's the question?
Okay, Pastor, please, you mentioned that concerning the audio, you mentioned we're going to produce CDs. But I don't know, I was wondering if, is it possible we could use pen drives?
Yeah.
Because that way it's quite easier.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Sister, you there? Yeah? Pen drive is a good idea. How much is a pen drive now? How much? So if you get the normal size, a pen drive that can take like 4 messages. So like 8 gig, 15 CDs, 30 Ghana, 40, 30. It's a good idea. It's taking crap. Thank you. Who else? Who else? Will. Ask. Go ahead, cry. I'm not asking a question. So what's the talking at the back? What are you guys discussing? Are you sharing money? The what? The pen drive. But the pen drive, how do we get some? Is there a place where we can get plenty? Ruth, what do we do? You could do what? You can supply. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. But nobody is saying it's for free. So what? Now just stating. We are not confused at all. We shall pay. Next one, follow-up and visitation. These are vital aspects of the soul-winning activities of the house fellowship. The house fellowship leader must organize for the members of the house fellowship to be vitally involved in this. The importance of follow-up and how to go about it are outlined in chapter 4 of this small booklet. Publicity of church and ministry programs. The house fellowship is responsible for publicizing the church and ministry programs at the grassroots. Once an announcement is made, the house fellowship leader ought to swing to immediate action in his catchment. The church and the ministry largely depend on the house fellowship to take information about our programs to the grassroots. All the members must therefore be mobilized for personal invitations through one-on-one contact and awareness through street and neighborhood storms. The house fellowship leader must take this very seriously every time the occasion arises. He must also understand that his feedback to the mother church or responses of the invitees is of utmost importance. So when it comes to follow-ups and visitations, it's also very key. When somebody is warned into the house fellowship, Charlie, let's do well to visit them. We can have like maybe 4 people visit one person in a week. There's nothing wrong. But you see, in case of opposite sex problems, there's a lady who has become born again in the house fellowship. A guy and a lady should go and visit her. If only 2 ladies cannot go, but I don't think that only one guy should go and visit her. So that people's mind, people who are just born again, some of them, their minds, when you visit them, they just feel that you are coming to look for something. So it shouldn't be 1 or 2 guys. They go and visit one person. Let's learn to visit people. Then the other part about spreading announcements, we need to mobilize people for church. Listen, That's why we did where there are no shepherds first. Your number one duty as a shepherd is to know how to mobilize the people. A shepherd who doesn't know how to mobilize the people, then it means that you have not mastered it. Oh yeah. If I call for 5 days, dawn, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. prayer meeting, people will come. People will come. I know what to do. They will come. You too, anytime we are looking for your members, you should know what to do to organize them. You have to call. What do you have to do? Me, I just need to give a biblical basis for why I'm calling for us to gather from Monday to Friday. You see people be here fully. You too, what can you do? You can call them. You share yourselves and you go and bring the people. Literally. You know, if we are not serious about mobilizing people, what's the use of a house fellowship that's not having an impact on our church services? So we have the house fellowship. When we have the house fellowship, we are 15. But on a Sunday, only 5 of them come. What's the use? It's of no use. Then it means that you are building a paradise for yourself. You are not building the church. You are not building the kingdom. So let's all think about it. Your key job is to know how to mobilize people. Have a language. Have a language that you can use to talk to people. And the person, make a program so important to a person that the person can never say no. They say, I am coming. At the Good Friday service, I invited quite a number of people. Some from Kaswa, some from Dansoman, different places. They came cry. They came with some of them came with their families, wife and children, the whole household, they were there. So if you can't mobilize, I feel that then you don't understand your job as a shepherd. You know, somebody put sheep together, 3 shepherds, they were working together, everybody with their sheep. Then they put all the sheep together, the sheep mingled, they were eating, moving around, and all that. Then at the end, everybody began to hiss. When I say hiss, they did a sound like a whistle. And then when they did the sound, the sheep just began to separate. That one person was studying, then they all just began to gather around their shepherds. Beautiful. That's your job. Learn to mobilize. You look, when we come for church service, we are at a convention, and we see you. We see you. Rita, so we know that 15 people. Sure, we are bringing them. As soon as we see Evelyn at the gate, 30 people. So, wow. Yeah. One pastor told me, he said, look, when he's having conventions and the number is not so good, and then the door opens and he sees a particular shepherd, he smiles because 100 buses from Ashaiman. The guy is bringing like 3 or 4 Benz buses. Each is a 33-seater. Crowd. And you see, you all know that I love you. That connection is there. But you see, the more you begin to help in building the church, even our connection becomes stronger. Becomes stronger. Yesterday I was praying for Lady Pastor Gift. It was a sweatless prayer. Sweatless prayer coming from my heart. Because I sincerely appreciated her. And now we want to move her to go and start our church at Mataiko. Yeah. Because other places must be one. And you see, when it's even like that, when we are together like this, you even enjoy the fellowship. When I'm talking about ministry, you even understand it more. But if you don't go, you won't understand. Oh, yeah. You see, people who help you, especially who help in the ministry, they begin to have a special place in your heart. When you are praying to God, they are praying to God, you can pray for them. Those are always complaining, giving excuses. I was squeezing a certain sister this week. Last week when I said we'll meet to pray, she squeezed her face. You too, I remember you. I remember your squeeze face. Yeah. But the one who says, we should still meet, that one too, you remember the person. You see, so try, strive, do your best, force, be interested. It shouldn't be that you are only interested in collecting miracles from God every day, just collecting miracles, testimony. What's that song? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the song? Miracles and miracles. Who led that song, brother? Miracles and miracles, and miracles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that you had? Can't even count them. Every day they are coming to church with basket collecting miracles. Only testimonies. What are you doing for God? What are you doing? We have been fellow shepherds in this church for a long time. How many souls have you brought? How many souls have you brought? 0. So people push. Wave your neighbor and look at your neighbor's face and tell them, my neighbor, push, force. Yeah. Are you understanding the point? Okay. Within the pastoral care fellowship, is that where we have reached? House fellowship organization and distribution. Spelling mistake. Within the pastoral care fellowship or unit of the church, most of the house fellowships are structured as vocational geographical. Vocational geographical means that if Elsie is working at the harbor, she can meet her people at the harbor. If Winifred is working she works at Papaya, so we can be asking her to bring you Papaya. Okay. Her company is located at Papaya. Is that correct? Yes, you can have a house fellowship. Then it becomes a vocational geographical house fellowship. Residential vocational geographical means that it's in your area. Strictly vocational means it's just maybe only lawyers. You're a lawyer, so only lawyers are in that group. Age group, non-geographical. So the third service people, for example, you form part of the age group, non-geographical. That's if it's online. There may also be specialized house fellowship. This is to be determined by the pastorate. Like we want to have a house fellowship for the people online. Okay? What is going to happen is that I'm going to be coming to every house fellowship every Tuesday. Every Tuesday I'll have teaching service in one of the house fellowships. I'll come with camera and light and everything. We'll have the house fellowship. It's a house fellowship meeting, but that day it's a teaching service. Okay? I'll teach. So I'll have a series I'm doing. So those who are following online, they'll be following the series. But you know the series is such that even though it's a series, each particular point is a message on its own. So that's the way it's going to go. Question? Yeah. That's the way we're going to go. So let's get ourselves ready. House fellowship meeting venues. The place of meeting for every house fellowship is determined by the structure of the house fellowship itself. However, we advise that all house fellowship meetings hold in decent places such as hotels, conference centers, and restaurants. The use of schools is discouraged. In cases where homes will be used, it is necessary to get your PCF leaders' approval. So if you are going to use a house, Charlie, the house should be clean. The house should be neat. Wherever you are meeting. You see, your mind should always be on influence. Your mind should always be on what? Influence. How can I work on somebody's mind? So if, let's say, for example, where's Pastor Ernest? If Pastor Ernest is holding a house fellowship and you are doing a house fellowship by a gutter, green. You see, you are not helping the minds of the people. There is the green people are weaving them smell. And then, do you see? Yeah. So get a nice place. If there's a porch and the porch is discolored, let's get paint and paint that place white. Or let's look for some color. Do you get? Yeah. And let's beautify the place in such a way that, like, when your people come, they should feel that, which nice place is this? So this place can be nice like this. So you don't meet in a drinking bar. Your people can start drinking alcohol. Yeah. Don't meet and sit on stones. Don't meet and sit on stones. No, we don't agree. Always think what? Influence. Always think on influence. How can I influence somebody? How can I change somebody's mind? How can I help somebody? So if Mary is going to have one and she's meeting them in a container, hot, mosquitoes. Person sitting not there. Say, why? Mosquitoes. No. It's drinking bar. You are selling your sister. I'll tell her. We'll tell her that you have told us that she's selling alcohol. Even though we know already. So get a new place, yes. Get a good place. So how many people are going to have it in your house? Lift up your hand, let me see. Yeah.